What's up, y'all? I just saw a post on India Moore's page explaining to someone why it was important to center Black trans lives in this moment. And I just wanted to come in here and double down on what it is that India is sharing because um, it's literally the same thing that I was saying about the the video with Haley and talking to her parents, which is again, the question isn't about asking whether or not, why Black trans people need to elevate their, visibility in the world. The question is about why you haven't been. The question is about how is it that there are Black people being killed, but the only ones that you see or know about or who names you know are Black cis men? How is it that you are still posting videos talking about I'm afraid for my son? Like we not still out here waiting for Breonna Taylor's the officers who murdered her to be arrested. Come on, y'all, we got to do better. And this is why I talk about if you don't ask about your own indoctrination into these systems, you will be out here doing the same shit white supremacist delusion is doing. You'll just be doing it to your own people. I just posted this clip from Fred Hampton, former chairman of the Black Panther Party in Chicago, who was murdered by the state, killed while he was sleeping in his bed. And he was talking about the way in which, without a political analysis, and I would offer as well, without an internal shift of the way in which systems of oppression live in you, you will dismantle one and then you will step into the position of the oppressor. You will become that which it was that you attempted to dismantle. So if you are a Black person who is not actively fighting for the lives of trans people and disabled Black people and fat Black people and queer Black people and aging Black people, then you're not interested in ending oppression. You're interested in being the person who gets to oppress rather than being the person who is oppressed. You're not interested in getting us all free. You're just interested in getting the boot off your neck. And that is the indoctrination of white supremacist delusion. You are acting in service of the oppressor. That makes you an overseer. And so we have to deal with ourselves. We have to deal with the ways in which these systems of hierarchy, because that's all it is that in a system that has told you that white men are the most important thing in the world and that everybody else, that Blackness is the least important thing in the world and that everybody else better figure out how to scramble on the ladder. Even within that, we've decided, well, we can further, we still don't have to be the bottom of the rung. We could make Black trans women the bottom of the rung. We could make Black disabled people the bottom of the rung. And so even still invested in this system of hierarchy within our own spaces. And so we're not going to get rid of the oppressive system of white supremacist delusion while still honoring its henchmen inside of us. Because the systems of ableism and ciscentrism and homophobia and transphobia and fatphobia, they are the henchmen of white supremacist delusion. They are the agents of destruction that they send out to make sure that everybody else still gets wrestled together. They're the systems that white misuses to segregate within whiteness. It's how, because again, it's a system of hierarchy. So all white people ain't at the top. They create, again, these other areas of oppression so that there is still less and less and less people who are viable for the position of the top rung. We have to destroy the ladder. You have to destroy the ladder inside you. The ladder that has you believe that there is any way in which your being is only valuable based on the degradation, erasure, and violence against some other being's body. The idea that some being is less than you. We will never dismantle white supremacy and still hold on to transphobia. Let me say this again. You will never dismantle white supremacy and still hold on to transphobia. Not possible. You won't dismantle white supremacy and hold on to fat phobia or ableism or ageism or homophobia. They all must go. And if we don't get on that train real fast, we're gonna find ourselves in this exact same struggle again and again and again and again and again. History will repeat itself. If we don't all get free, ain't none of us free. So you better figure out how to, if you really care about whether or not they stop killing black men, then you're going to have to care about whether or not they stop killing trans women. Because as long as they are allowed to murder, as long as there is a less than, you will always be up for the running. Don't you ever forget it. All Black lives matter. Every single one of them. And we better act like we know, or else we will not win this fight.